Okay, so this is Outpost. One of those, I think one of those Grail games that everybody's heard about in the past. And we're considering it.
There you go, there you go.
Yeah. And this is the 20th anniversary edition of Outpost. Now, one of the things about it, if you don't recall Outpost, if you've never seen Outpost, a lot of people have never seen it, because it goes on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money, is that it had very low production qualities back then, but it was almost what you could do and still make a profit on. It was a very small company, Tim Jim Games. It was called a sneeze game. A sneeze game because the chits were literally paper thin. So you would sneeze and all the chits would move, and therefore the game would be almost like you have to put everything back together. So what we've done was upgraded all the components like Stronghold Games always does. And we actually added some stuff into the game, so we can talk about the game and talk about what we've done. Like talk about Outpost in general, I guess, and how Outpost works. So, Outpost is a fairly big game. It goes from 2 to 9 players. The original only went from 3 to 8. So we've actually had a variant rule now for 2 players, and we expanded and have enough components for 8. As you can see, there's a lot of components in this game. The game is about auctioning and resource management. The theme is such that you are a director of an outpost in a distant world, and each of the players are playing competing directors of their small outposts on this world. The person who gets the most victory points by the end of the game is going to become the director of the entire world itself. So how do you do this? You're going to do this via resource management, because you're going to be getting, where are the first types of the, I guess it doesn't really matter. You're going to be going for different kinds of factories. Again, I don't know how you're going to see this, but these are full, punch board size and huge amounts of chits in this game. 4 full punch boards, 4 factories, water factories, titanium factories, new chemicals. It keeps going and going and going. You're going to be purchasing the factories, putting colonists to work there, and then purchasing, one of the biggest part of the game is to buy in auction the upgrades that will enable you to continue building your outpost. So in the beginning you can only buy ore and water factories, and you only have a certain number of colonists. And probably we should have punched this earlier, but I wanted to show you how many huge amounts of pieces are in this game. Colonists will man the outpost. Will man each one of the factories, and the factories will then produce the type of resource that are here. The production cards are all here. So if I had 2 ore factories and a water factory, which I do at the beginning of the game, they would produce 2 ore and 1 water. That's a mega water. That shouldn't be there. Water and a water card, and I'd be able to produce that number of credits, which is 17. Math on the fly. That's the basic part, and then you go into auctioning, and the different types of upgrades are available in the center of the board. It starts with the stage 1 upgrades, which I don't even see here. Number 1, 2, and 3, and 4. The blue ones, they're in that pile, I bet.
Yeah, there we go.
I need better help here.
Yeah,
not the kickers. We're going to talk about the kickers in a second. At the bottom of there, I bet. There you go.
There you go. There
Fine.
you go.
Make 4 more piles. Show them all these crazy components in this game.
It's a work.
Yeah, what am I
It's
doing?
got to work.
With this guy.
It's ridiculous. You can't get good help these days.
Keep going. Go ahead.
So, yes. So you're going to be able to buy the various upgrades. Upgrades will do different things for you. This increases your colony support limit. This one will be good later in the game when you can upgrade into getting scientists in laboratories. These are the smaller ones. This one enables you to build titanium factories, so your factories can get bigger. As the different types of factories come into play, they'll go for more and more credits that you'll be able to generate. So it's about resource management, purchasing factories to generate your resources, to then get auctions, and you continue like that. Big game. Scales very well throughout the entire thing, from 2 players to 9 players. A couple of things that we've done for the old players here is obviously upgrade to the components. That goes without saying. We have now player boards for everyone. I don't know if which camera's on.
We're on
there.
this one.
Camera over there. Okay. 9-player boards like this, and this will be able to track your victory points, track your hand size, track your colonists, the number of colonists you're allowed to have. You still good? There's
Quick flashing. Sorry.
Are you
Keep
with
going.
me here?
I'm with you. I'm listening. I
don't think you're listening to me. This is a nice reference card here, so that you have how much each one's going to cost. Do you need to man them or not? What's the average production value of each one? Sequence of play. So it's all laid out. You don't have to check the rule books constantly. Really happy about this production. We did this in Germany with our friends over at Ludofact, and we had it here just in time for the show. And I guess part of the things we should mention is that both Outpost and Core Worlds, which we'll show you in a second, are both starting pre-order in the United States in about a half hour or so. About 6:30, I got to run over and turn on my pre-order system.
Good timing.
It is. It's very exciting. So you can, North Americans can pre-order both Outpost and Core Worlds at about 6:30 Eastern Standard Time.
That's Eastern time?
Eastern Standard Time. 11:30. 11:30 a.m. 12:30. It was in my email.
Wait, what's going on? I don't know.
12:30 p.m.
12:30. Okay, guys, let's get this right.
It's 5:20
Which one's
here.
on? 12.
It's,
No.
it's 5:20 here, so Eastern Standard
At
Time.
12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Would be 11.
Yes, that's when it's going to be.
11:30. Okay.
You can do both Outpost and Core Worlds in pre-order, and you can do them together. Obviously, you save shipping on that when you pre-order them together. One extra, very important thing that we did with the game is that we now include an expansion. Now, this was never done.
Right there.
There we go.
Da, 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 da.
There you go. There we go.
Oh, it went to black. Oh, there we go.
Okay, can I have the expansion cards?
All right, big day. We've been waiting 20 years for this. Well, I was
right.
2
You were two.
when it came out. But
That makes me feel very old. I don't want to say where I was in 1991. Anyway, we've included an expansion. So this is a never-before published expansion that was done by Tom Lehman of Race for the Galaxy fame. Tom's a very big fan of this game. He always was. He did some development on the game when it first came out. The rules that are included in the game itself are what's called the expert rules that Tom developed after the game had come out. So there's a few tweaks in some of the values of the game, some of the values of the cards to make them more balanced. So that's the only change in the gameplay.
Okay.
But then the extra thing is that Tom had designed this like 15 or 20 years ago. He designed this expansion that never got published in any form. It was a kind of a print and play thing. You have one, but it was a print and play.
Close enough.
Okay. That's Aldi, by the way, off camera. No one can see you, right? You're just heckling us. So you'll be able to add, it's called the Kicker expansion, and in Era 1 you'll be able to add, randomly these cards will come into play as well. Various types of robot prototype could come into play. There's various types of kickers that possibly come into play, a smelter, and then you have in Era 2, other types of kickers will come in, and Era 3. So it's just a little extra juice that we've added into the game, because when Stronghold Games produces a game, we not only like to print the game as it was originally done, upgrading all the components, of course, but then add a little something extra for those big fans of the game, or for people who want to have another good reason to purchase the game. And that is Outpost. Very excited about it, and it is selling crazy. In fact, I mean,
I can imagine.
I was really surprised over the last 2 days that we figured that Panic Station, of course, was going to sell it immediately. We knew that, and it was sold out in 20 minutes. It was crazy. But Outpost and Core Worlds, the next game we're going to show, are both like neck and neck in the next time. We sold over 100 Outposts yesterday, and we sold about 95 Core Worlds. So it was like they're neck and neck as to who's going to actually sell the most. So very excited about both of these games, and I guess we're going to move over to Core Worlds now.